Today, Tudor released this, the Pelagus FXD GMT, and I think Tudor may have just won 2024. I am not being hyperbolic. From the monochrome Black Bay to the Black Bay 58 GMT, and now this. I feel like Tudor is releasing the watches enthusiasts actually want, and I'm here for it. There are quite a few differences between this and the pre-existing FXDs, so here's everything you need to know about this release. Looking at the specifications, this has a titanium case with a 42mm diameter and a 12.7mm thickness. One really interesting thing about the dimensions already is that this is 0.1mm thinner than the pre-existing FXD divers. Now, I know this seems small. Well, it is small. But this suggests that Tudor not only made an entirely new case for this model, but they also made it thinner whilst adding the GMT complication. Maybe it is the exact same case, but the dimension came out 0.1mm thinner for whatever reason. That is likely. But the fact that they added the GMT complication in the same case size is still impressive. Like the other FXDs, this has 200 meters of water resistance, a fabric strap attached to the fixed spring bars, and a ceramic insert bezel. Powering this new watch is the manufacturer caliber MT5652-U, which is COSC certified and MEDAS certified. There is a power reserve trade-off, with this movement being 65 hours of power reserve, opposed to the 70 hours in the Black Bay GMT. But honestly, I think it is worth it. I would rather lose 5 hours in the power reserve department and gain a slimmer case profile. But the biggest specification difference is of course the complication being a GMT rather than the existing divers and chronographs. The FXD GMT is expanding the line to now suit the needs of French naval aviation. Aéronautique navale en français, je suis un Canadien, mais mon français c'est merde. You can track up to 3 time zones using the hour and minute hands, the red-orange GMT hand, and the bezel. This is sick. This really stands out to me. I love this. Like, I thought the Black Bay 58 GMT was the Tudor I wanted to buy the most and the Tudor I wanted to get next, but now I think this has overshadowed it. The same water resistance, more preferred case material for me being titanium, but still master chronometer, sign me up. Design-wise is where you see a lot of the big differences. I'm going to compare the FXD GMT to the original FXD because these are both in collaboration with Marine Nationale and have the seal. So like its predecessors, this has a titanium case, satin brushed finish with fixed strap bars, but the GMT has a matte black dial and hour markers painted beige, giving a more vintage look. The Fotina or fake vintage look gets a bad reputation from enthusiasts, but I kind of like the subtlety of it. I think it's a design choice that makes a watch feel warmer, and I just don't think this would look as good if it was in stark white. This has lovely color pops of red-orange in the Pelagus GMT, writing at 6 o'clock, and the dual time hand. One of the distinctives of the Pelagus FXD line is the fixed strap bars, harkening back to Tudor's unique history with Marine Nationale or the French Navy. From 1956 to 1980, Marine Nationale issued combat divers with Tudor watches. And that is what the first Pelagus FXD was referencing with the fixed spring bars, bidirectional bezel, etc. On the website, the original FXD, and now this, the FXD GMT, are the only models with the Marine Nationale logo next to it, meaning they were truly made in collaboration with MN. The strap on this one is pretty unique and my new favorite of this line, so it is a khaki green with the Aéronautique Navale logo on the keeper. One big thing we need to talk about is the price. So the FXD GMT is listed for £4,000 on the Tudor website, and at first I found this kind of shocking. £4,000 is a lot of guacamole, and it's a lot of money to pay for a Tudor. But when you consider what you're getting at this price, I think it's reasonably and fairly priced. The original FXD, so just the diver, retails for £3,590. So for £410 extra, you're getting the GMT complication, a new movement, and crucially, MEDAS Master Chronometer certification over just COSC. So although initially I thought £4,000 sounded a bit much, I think it is fairly priced. This new model actually really hits home for me. Not just because it's aesthetically awesome, but if you follow my channel, you know that we are a military family. And my husband was actually a part of the Fleet Air arm of the British Royal Navy for 24 years. So this watch particularly hits our exact niche. It actually makes me a little bit emotional to think of it. So my husband left the Fleet Air arm back in April after 24 years of service. And the Royal Navy is a really big part of him and us. I'm not being hyperbolic when I say all of the things that I hold the most precious and the things I hold the most dearly, I have because of the Royal Navy. We met because of the Royal Navy. He was out in Canada for work, and the Navy has made him who he is today, and I wouldn't change anything about him or about the life we've built. Okay, I'm getting emotional. Don't get too emotional, Brittany. This is Marine Nationale, okay? It is the French. It's too unpatriotic. Let's not get upset, Brittany. Let's talk about what I like and what I don't like about this release. Starting with what I like, I love the GMT Complication. It's probably my favorite and the complication that I find the most useful. This feels like a natural addition to the catalog after the success of the Black Bay 58 GMT. 2, aesthetically this is very different from pre-existing models and adds a new flavor to the FXD line while remaining faithful to its DNA. 3, I love the use of colors with the pops of orange and the khaki strap with the Aeronautique Naval roundel on the keeper. 4, keeping on the strap, I like the move away from Velcro and having the clasp and holes. I like the Velcro, but I think this suits this styling more. 5, and this is a little watch geek thing, but I love that they did a beige date wheel to match the beige painted hands, indices, and bezel. Attention to date wheel placement and color is an under-talked about thing. 6, I love the specifications, incredibly robust, and I love the addition of the MEDAS certification. And 7, it feels like Tudor deeply knows their customers and wants to release watches that they will want. That feels obvious, but Switzerland doesn't always do that. Moving on to what I don't like, and I can't think of anything. Like, I'm looking at this. I like it a lot. The only complaint maybe is the size at 42 millimeters. I'm sized out of it, but still I don't like this complaint because the sizing looks great on 95% of people. The fixed spring bars makes it far more wearable than it sounds, and I think I'd be almost upset if they made it smaller. There is nothing that I don't like at this point in time, but I haven't been hands-on with this yet, so this could always change. What I think others won't like but I don't have strong feelings about, the beige paint on the dial and bezel will be contentious. I know a lot of people have strong feelings about Fauxtina, but I just don't. I like the use of it when done properly, like this, and the vibes it gives off. It's kind of like jeans that have holes in them already. Some people are going to be like, what, you bought your jeans with holes pre-done in them? Don't you want new jeans? And other people will be like, yeah, but I aesthetically like these jeans with the holes in them, so I'm gonna buy them. But anyways, guys, these are just some of my thoughts. I'd love to know yours in those comments down below. I cannot wait to read them, and I'll see you in the comments. And now, let's thank the fabulous, gorgeous, wonderful, never did anything wrong in their lives ever Pope tier patrons, and all tier patrons, but namely the Pope tier patrons.